Shut up and sit down.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. Oh. Good morning, East Texas, the entire winter weather, South and Midwest and everywhere else. It's an absolute crazy winter weekend. Hello. Welcome to Morning Basketball with Alex and Jacqueline, with our cups full of tea or coffee, whichever floats your boat. I have coffee.
I'm kind of doing my own medicine ball.
Oh, you know.
I got Earl Grey and Jasmine Citrus.
Ooh, you know how much I love a medicine ball.
Not as good as the Starbucks medicine ball, but
no. But listen. On days like today, we will take what we can get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have my Hogwarts cup.
Love it.
Because we're big nerds and we love our Harry Potter.
I do love that. I got this one, and it's matching one at a thrift store like a million years ago. I love a good thrift find.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if I told you this, but I found the matching cups, mugs, coffee mugs to my Christmas Arby's like theme that I have going. My vintage 80s like cups and stuff that I have from Arby's. They're not like the exact perfect match because I don't know if Arby's made coffee cups, but I know they made the glassware. Oh, here he is. Never fails. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to give a quick little shout out to, look at that face. I cannot. He's so ridiculous.
Why do you look so mad?
He always looks mad, but he's not. He's the happiest kitty.
Why do you look mad?
Okay, quick shout out. Sorry.
No, you're good. So, quick shout out to the local thrift stores around East Texas because I've increased my vintage holly Christmas, what do you call it? Like Christmas, like plates and cups and such. Anyway, we don't need to hear about this, but sometimes you find the stuff in the most crazy places. I found these mugs. I found a set of 8 in a thrift store in Palestine.
Ooh, nice.
Wild stuff. But anyway, enough about that. Good morning again to everyone in the wintry weather. And if you're not, I guess if you're watching from there, it's Alex and Jax, and we're going to talk about some basketball that just happened last night. You got us last night for 2 games. Now you're going to get us this morning with the game from last night at Lamar. I'm sitting in my sunroom, and for those who don't know, Jacqueline knows this very well. The sunroom is like the multi-purpose room in my house. And so it has my desk where I do the podcasting, and if I'm ever working from home. And it has my Daddy-O's little puzzle table behind me, and like TV and Chase Lounge and whatever. Okay.
Also, I think there's a squirrel in the windowsill behind you. Turn around.
Oh no. Listen, that's the window reflection.
Oh, in front of you? Is there a squirrel?
There was a squirrel on my light string. And the only reason I know that is because I saw a fluffy tail, and now my light string is going shoo, 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 shoo. Oh no, I'll sit here and I'll watch the squirrels. Yeah. They are nuts in this tree. They will fly from my pergola to the tree. I mean, it's a good 5 maybe 10-foot leap.
Well, and the squirrels have been extra frisky in the cold weather.
Oh, they're frisky right now.
Because Cleo likes to watch them out the window and she chirps at them. And there were some yesterday going nuts. And a quick side story on little critters. I don't think I sent you these pictures. I'll have to. It was so funny. The other night, so Cleo, nothing gets past her. Nothing. Like
she's like neighborhood watch, dude.
There can be the tiniest little like ladybug in the house and she's found it and zeroed in on it. So the other night I'm going to bed and my French door is going out on my balcony. They have a bed in front of that, and that's her favorite spot to lay because the squirrels will come up on the balcony and she watches them. So I pass by on my way to bed and she's staring super intently outside. And I say to her, I'm giving her a hard time. I'm like, there's nothing out there. It's completely pitch black dark. Like, what are you staring at? And then I look closer. There is a raccoon that has somehow made his way up on my balcony.
Yeah.
And he's like 4 inches from the French door's glass, just staring at us. I turn on the light. He's just wandering around. And he's like climbing up the side of my house right by the gutter. I'm like, please don't break anything out there.
That's hilarious.
I don't know how I got up there, but
you'll have to remind me to tell you the story of the owl in my backyard, unless I already have, because it's a longer one than that. And I've never seen an owl that close before, not in like a zoo. And it was the biggest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. And he was just sitting, I can go into longer detail, but I'll just give you the quick recap. So again, for those who don't know, my sunroom faces my back patio. Well, rather, I don't know, it's not even a patio. It's like I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you would call this. My backyard, and it's all like, stone and bricked in and fenced in with my table and chairs and like my seating area and my fire pit. Anyway, the pergola, and it's sitting on top of the umbrella on my patio table and chairs, like staring daggers at me because I'm sitting in my sunroom with the windows all, the blinds open, watching TV. And he's just, she, don't know, staring daggers at me. And I turn because I felt eyeballs on me. And I turn and this effer is just staring at me. And I'm just like, holy shit, it is the biggest barn owl I've ever seen in my life, just staring at me. I'm like, this guy's coming in for blood. I don't know. But anyway, it was wild. It was crazy. He didn't move for hours, just staring. And then finally,
he was there to deliver you a letter from Hogwarts. Just saying.
I'm just telling, but he didn't leave me anything, just PTSD. That's all he left me.
He was just collecting intel. He was just watching you.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I would have been so much happier if he would have left me something. A dead mouse. At least bring me something if you're going to sit there for hours and stare at me. Let's see. Happy snowy ice day to you ladies. Thank you, Renelle. Appreciate you. Okay. Enough about our crazy animal stories. But yeah, there's been plenty, especially sitting in this sunroom. Yeah, look at the kitty cat. Anyway. There's been cats in this backyard. There's been squirrels, raccoons, obviously a barn owl. I mean, you name it, it's been in this backyard, and I've just watched them plop, 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 plop along at my window here. Anyway, but right now I'm watching the ice and sleet fall and just continually wreck my plants in my backyard. But here we are. Anyway, okay, enough about that. Let's talk about basketball. My God. What day and night in terms of the Nichols game. We had finished on yesterday and talked about how zen and easy and simple that game was to watch. It was so, so soothing. I felt like I was being rocked like a baby watching that Nichols game. It was just so easy, so simple. And then we get to the Lamar game last night, which it was already moved up. I mean, the game was, I think, originally for 6, 7 or ish or something like that. And then they moved it up to 3, which was an amazing idea. Thank God they did that. Because obviously the roads after a certain time last night in all of East Texas, Deep East Texas, Southeast Texas were just getting dangerous. So I'm glad they moved it up and they were able to get the game in and then get back home before things got really bad. But anyway, so this 3:00 game caught me off guard because I was in the middle of, keeping myself busy in the house. And so I was like, okay, going to settle in. It's Lamar. We know for sure that Lamar always, we talk about this all the time. For 7 seasons, we've been doing this. And even before we started recording, Lamar always, 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 doesn't matter if they're first in the league, last in the league, middle of the pack, they always will play their best game when we play them.
We're their Super Bowl. They save that A game for us, man.
I swear to God.
Literally can be bottom of the conference, and their best game, they're going to come out looking fresh and the best you've ever seen them.
Yeah.
And the next game, they're going to be right back to just subpar.
It's the wildest thing. So anyway, last night, or yesterday afternoon, watching this game, sitting in the living room, watching it, enjoying it for the most part. I got the fire rolling in the fireplace. I have my comfy clothes on. But man, I was anything but comfortable, at least for a little while during this game, because there were so many moments and so many portions of the game where I was just like, what are we doing? What?
I had a lot of questions at various junctures of the game, but we'll get to that.
Okay. So to start us off, obviously the game is yesterday, Saturday, the 24th in Beaumont. Jacqueline, kick her off.
Yep. At the Montaigne Center in Beaumont, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
General history background going into this game, we had 22 wins and 17 losses in previous matchup versus Lamar. So, I mean, the numbers back up exactly what we were saying. Like, that's a pretty even, pretty close to almost even matchup history. The last matchup we lost at home 67-62 in February of 25. Largest margin of victory, 79-43 in 2013. Smallest margin of victory was just 1 point, 73-72 in 2007.
Exactly. So last night, I know we gave the Southland Conference standings, and that was after we had played. And so I'm going to run through them very, very quickly, but they haven't changed. As far as I know there were some games after us, so maybe things changed a couple places. People switched a couple places, but where we're at, comfortably-ish at the top, is still the same. So some cool school in the middle of East Texas, because it's actually East Texas and not Commerce, I'm just throwing shade left and right.
I know. You know what, though? They actually said that during the game yesterday. The announcer said something about when we played Texas A&M Commerce, and then they were like, oh, I guess I should say East Texas A&M. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't. You don't have to.
I said the same thing. I was like, hell yeah, dude, like solidarity. He's like, oh, because he called him East Texas, or he called him Commerce, Texas A&M Commerce. And I was like, solidarity with those announcers. But anyway, so yeah, SFA still at the top, 10-1 conference play, 17-3 overall. McNeese 9-2. Antrim, Corpus Christi, and Nichols are both at 7-4. And then those 3 teams, they're still at 5-6, Lamar, UT, RGV, and UNO. And then 5-6. And then we have a team at 4-6, Northwestern State. UIW is at 4-7. Commerce, 3-7. And then HCU and Southeastern at 3-8. So I believe last night they were at 3-7. So I think they lost again last night. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and check and listen to the stream again, but I'm pretty sure that was not what they were last night. But the important part is we're still at the top, babe.
And they're still at the bottom, so nothing.
At this point, irrelevancy. But again, we talked about this last night. The fact that we're sitting here just like smiling like kids on Christmas Day. The fact that we're at 10-1, 17-3 overall, and number 1 in the conference above McNeese is like, I've been praying for this. Like, I don't want to cry, but I'm just like, oh God, because listen, like all last season, this is all that we wanted was just like some life from this team, from a team, and then we get it this year, and I'm just so happy for them. I could care less about me. I'm just happy for them. But at the same time, I'm like smitten with this team. Smitten. I'm not crying. I'm just got a little something in my eye, you know what I mean? Anyway. Got some sleepy sand in my eye. Okay. But yeah, that's the conference standings at the moment. Just as a reminder, the conference tournament, which I had a dream last night. This is why we're so deep into the basketball. I had a dream last night that we made the tournament, and then for some reason this didn't go at all. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, that's
It's
odd.
the weirdest thing that like I just forgot that we were in the conference tournament and just was like sitting at home, and then I turned on the TV and we were playing in the championship game, and I'm like, oh,
Whoops.
whoops is right. So I don't know what the hell happened in that dream, but it made me wake up this morning and look to make sure that I am not dreaming and dying. So just as a reminder, the conference tournament is in March. It is the 8th through the 12th.
Second week of March. Yep.
Correct. Yes. And lovingly enough, my spring break is right there in that time period, which doesn't always happen, but it does this time, which I'm very happy about. But I will say I did have a moment of freak out, and I still may, because my dumbass did not check dates. And I bought tickets to go see Creed at the rodeo on March 11th. And guess what day the men's championship game is if we get there?
March 11th.
Correct. So I am torn.
Might be a last second decision depending on what happens. And if we make it, you might be selling those tickets.
Oh, that's a guarantee. Listen, as much as I want to see Creed at the rodeo, I might be selling those tickets. But at the same time, Jacqueline, I just want to throw this out here. We could make both. I'm just saying, because
Houston to Lake Charles is a long drive, though, right? I don't know.
Yeah, but
Miller has to need directions, and that's I'm not the
but
girl.
I was thinking logistics. I was like, okay,
See.
listen, I think the men's championship game is at like 3, 4. It's possible that we could leave and still make this concert, because on weekdays the concerts don't start until like 9.
Houston to Lake Charles is only 2 hours, so that's not that bad.
I'm just throwing this out there. The potential to make both.
It's possible.
It is possible, but don't be surprised if you see me the day before, a couple days before, being like, "Hey guys, does anybody want to buy my Creed tickets?" So just saying.
TBD.
I know. Okay. Anyway, but I literally woke up this morning and saw that, and I saw the schedule for the conference tournament, and I literally was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to make one. I'm gonna have to make a sacrifice, just like Creed, you know."
See, and I've lucked out big time, because I actually have to go. The dates and the specifics have not been 100% nailed down yet, but I'm going to have to go to a conference for work the week before, but it is most likely going to be March 4th and 5th, neither of which day we have a game. So,
okay, good. Yeah. The men's championship game is at 4:00. So in reality,
be done at 6, drive to Houston 8:30ish, to give a little betting. 9 at the latest.
And the concert usually starts at 9. Like we're not far off here. I'm just saying. The realm of possibilities are there. So, okay. But anyway, just throwing this out here. But if you're listening and live in Houston and want to see Creed, there's like a 50-50 shot here.
Keep it in mind.
Keep it in mind. All right. Okay, let's get back to the show.
All right. So same starters as per usual. I'm just not gonna even read them out anymore because if you're watching this, you probably know.
If anything changes, we'll let you know.
Yeah. We did win 88-81. The attendance there was 1,498, which actually is not that terrible considering the weather.
That's not bad, actually, at all.
Not that terrible. I mean, it was a doubleheader day, so probably people were there to watch the ladies as well, which unfortunately our ladies fell to Lamar. But new day, onwards and upwards for them. So Sean Kennedy's stat section: field goal percentage 52.6%, 3-point percentage 48.1%, free throws 71.4%. We had 18 points in the paint, 12 points off turnovers, 7 second chance points, 10 fast break points, 21 bench points. This was not one of those games where we led the whole time. So the score was tied 4 times and the lead changed 5 times. Total rebounds, 27. We had 6 offensive boards and 21 defensive boards. We had 14 fouls, only 6 turnovers. They did have 11 turnovers. We had 7 steals, 2 blocks, and 16 assists. For this one, I did list almost nearly everyone who scored on the game leaders just because in some form or fashion, they were leading some stat line or something.
I mean, we got 4 guys in double digits. I mean, I would.
So we got at the high of the scoreboard, we have Keon with 26 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. We have Latif hot on his trail with 23 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals. Cam was back in action from the 3-point line with 12 points and 1 rebound. Narit also with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. CC was, I listed him next, even though his score is not as high, because he tied Keon for leading rebounds with 6 rebounds, 4 points, 3 assists. We had Gerald with 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So the only 2 blocks of the game, Gerald had those. And then we have Ack with 6 points and 2 assists. Sorry.
Love it.
A little difficult on choosing a POG on this one. I was torn between a few options here.
Listen, I'm torn as well because there's a lot of guys who contributed. I mean, I know we talked about that at the Nichols game, how there were so many guys who contributed, and sometimes it was some of the guys who don't normally make it to the top of the point chart here. But I mean, you got 4 guys in double digits. You got CC with rebounds. You got Gerald with blocks and rebounds, and Ack with coming in with assists and stuff. I mean, it's a very difficult decision. But Jacqueline and I sometimes we'll put the same person, and sometimes we won't. But I think I'm gonna try to incorporate more of these stupid sounds they have on this damn application. Okay, so drum roll, please. Once the drum roll goes off, we'll both say our player of the game. Okay, ready?
Latif.
Oh, that's it.
So I'll start out. Now listen, Keon was at the top of the scoreboard with 26 points and 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. That is an excellent contribution. However, I am going to name Latif on this game. Right behind him in points with 23 points. The rest of the stats look great too. 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 steals. But to go a little more in depth, I'll break down the full stats of his for y'all. He was 5 of 9 from the 3-point line, so over 50%. He was 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 100%. 6-11 from the field, so again over 50%. He was making a lot of clutch shots,
Clutch.
and he was handling the ball a lot this game too.
He was.
There were multiple possessions that he was bringing the ball down, moving it around, running an offense, and still keeping his eye out for either an open outside shot on the perimeter, or he was driving and creating a shot of his own. So all around, I got to give it to him this game.
I couldn't agree with you more. I concur 100%. I mean, for me alone, if I would have just looked at the stats, his percentages and his numbers, not even looked at his points, but just seeing 5 of 9 from the 3, that alone, you got my vote for player of the game. Like, that is so good. Again, like, minus hitting every single 3 that you attempt, like, I can't ask for, like, that's so over 50%. Come on. That's so good. 100% of the free throws. That doesn't happen very often with this team as well. You know, maybe 1 of 1, 2 of 2, but he had 6 of 6. And those points came in, and you're so right when you said that, so clutch, because this game was close to the very end. To the very end. Every freaking time, Jacqueline. Literally, I'm sitting there watching the game, and even before the game even tipped off, I told Dad, I was like, listen, buckle in. Because every time we play this damn team, it doesn't matter how good they are, how good we are, it is always going to be a dogfight battle every freaking time. And it was again. It was again. I hate being right.
I know.
I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather somebody prove me wrong. But here we are. And I'm not mad about it because we still won, and it was still a good game, and it's still good competition. And, sometimes we need these really close chinny-chin games to – maybe pull our ass out of our head out of our ass a little bit. Not saying we were in dire straits or anything, but still, these are learning opportunities. But we kept it together, and we got the dub, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Was it pretty? No. No. The Nichols game, pretty. Happy. Very, very zen. This game, I wanted to throw my pillow at my TV multiple times.
There were just a few, this emoji.
100%. Okay. But yeah, Latif, 100%. I agree with your reasoning all the way through, but I do want to give some shout outs. And as we move into our feats of strength, I have a lot of shout outs, and I know you do too. Yeah. The first one, and I have a feeling we're going to say the same person with this, is going to be our boy,
Cam.
Okay.
Yeah. Cam was looking spectacular this game. That was that. 12 points. So, by the way, those were all 3-pointers. That was
such a cheesy heartbeat. I had to click it. As soon as you said Cam, I'm like, boom, 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 boom.
He was also over 50% from the 3-point line. 4 of 7. That's all the shots he took. He never made it to the free throw line. He never shot inside the 3-point line.
That's okay with me.
Only took the 7 3-pointers and made 4 of them. I was so happy to see it.
I'm not mad one iota. I want more of that. Is that, I feel like that's so selfish of us, but like,
no,
because you can see what he can do. He played the least amount out of the starters. Keon played 36, Teef played 34, CC played 31, Gerald played 29, and freaking Cam played 18 minutes. But again, I understand that we're taking Cam out because we also have Rit on the bench. Like, I get it. We talked about this last time, but I'm just like,
we got to work out a lineup where they can both be in at the same time, in my humble opinion.
I agree. Like, we know that they can function well. Could you imagine Cam and Rit out there for an extended period of time, and then having players like Teef or Keon or CC or who, like one of those guys out there creating those assists and creating opportunities for them?
Call me crazy, but here's the lineup that I would give.
Let's go.
To have Nurit and Cam in at the same time. It's not that crazy, okay? Because we watched yesterday Latif bring the ball down quite often.
Correct.
And how did he do? He did
He did great.
Right.
He was
So,
fine.
This is my thought. We have Latif at the 1, running point guard.
Okay.
We have Cam at the 2. We have Narit at the 3. And then we have CC at the 4 and Gerald at the 5.
And this doesn't have to be the lineup the whole game. Like this is,
No.
but like,
An option of lineup to have Narit and Cam in together. Because Latif showed yesterday that he can bring the ball down, and
Yeah.
guess what? He can still get open shots on
right.
the perimeter or create his own shot. Then you got Cam and Narit on the wings, and you got CC and Gerald where they usually are.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean,
And you use that as an option to give Keon a break because he can't be playing 36 minutes every game.
well, and that's my thing. That's my thing. I'm like, have the same starters, but give Keon the break first, leave Cam in, bring Narit in, and then try it. Literally, you know what I mean? What could it hurt? You try it for a few sequences for a good amount of time in the game and see what happens.
Try it for 3 minutes.
Try it for 3 minutes. Give yourself plenty of time to set up offenses and get comfortable with that lineup and just see what happens. And you know what? If it doesn't work out,
There's my idea. And you know what? I get it. That means that they're going to have to learn different positions at all the plays. So perhaps, I'm sure that's probably like on the list of things to happen. But I fully understand that it does take time for them to learn various positions and plays. But I'm just spitballing here. And there could also be a shorter list of play options for when that sequence is in that are easier plays where different positions are more interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a whole new set of we have to learn. But anyways, that's just my little brainstorming idea.
I mean, you could literally have it because there are so many games where so far that, Matty B has done like a hockey switch up where he'll bring the whole starting 5 out and put a whole new 5 in. So it isn't completely crazy to do a little bit of a switch up in terms of the lineup after the starters have been in for a while. Bring them, maybe switch out a couple guys and just try it for a couple sequences, like I'm saying. And then, you know what I mean? And then what if it works? What if it worked? And then you have this, it's not so secret sauce formula where, hey, we need a surge of points. Like, scoring is getting a little stagnant. We need some juice. We need something to inject into the lineup and get the guys hyped up and pumped again. Well, hell, put the 2 best 3 shooters plus Teef on the court. This could be dangerous.
And listen, I'm not acting like that's some like groundbreaking idea. I'm sure that's on Matty B's list, and I get
sure
all
it's
the
across
factors go into actually implementing it. So I'm going to say I feel like that's probably on the list, and it's something they're working towards. I get it just takes time for players to learn different positions at all of these plays and offenses. But I'm sure that's something they're working towards because also bear in mind Keon's a senior, unfortunately. So after this season, they're going to have to have different rotations and options or whatever. So I'm just being impatient and wanting to see it sooner rather than later because I just like seeing all of them out there and getting to score. So I guess we can transition right into unless you have any more feats of strength, we can use that as the segue into.
Well, I do want to just give a couple more shout outs. Where are we at? Of course, Keon, we cannot diminish his contribution yet again. It's just, it's almost expected at this point out of Keon, you know what I mean? Like to have an amazing game and have double-digit points. And that's what I'm saying. Like we're so used to this by now. It's like, come on, Keon. So I will give him a shout out for those. We do have a couple things to say about Keon in the next section. But I mean, he hit a 3. He was 5 of 8 from the free throw. I mean, 10 of 18 from the field. I mean, he was really, really in that second half, he came on a lot. under the basket, driving to the basket, and things like that, which were great. Let's see here. There was someone else. Oh yeah, and Rit had 3 threes as well. I think that was it. For the end of it, yeah. Okay. All right. I will say. Oh no, that's never mind. I guess I read something. 71% from the free throw. I'll take it. Okay, good. All right, let me move on. Gotta pull up the grievance. You know what I can do, because I'm not gonna do it right today, but you can take a sound and upload it into StreamYard now with the media assets where I found all these sounds. So I want to like record a snippet of the grievance thing and then just upload it. And then that way I just have to click it.
That'd be fantastic.
I agree. I'll do that as soon as we're done with this episode, because I'm tired of having to pull it up on my phone and then sit there and wait for it to load from the tube. And then
the tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it. Yep.
All right, Jax.
So I really just have 2 small ones, and this is why I framed it as I wanted to segue from the feats of strength into the grievances, because they're not necessarily like all out complaints. It's like a constructive criticism because of good things.
Of course.
Just to try to tee it up for you guys. So to start out, like Alex and I have been saying the last few games and what we just went on about forever. We've been wanting to see Cam have a little more time to get some shots off. And so happy to see him make 4 threes in this game. And again, we get it that there are a lot of different factors into making this work, to having all of our wishes come true of everyone being on the floor at the same time when there's only 5 spots. But like we've also went on and on about in the past, as a shooter, it is just hard. And I know that Maddie B knows this, because any of you who don't know his background, just look it up. So he knows these things. So I understand that it's recognized and known and it's in the works. It just takes a minute.
Right.
But
wait.
when you only have segments of a few minutes here and there and spread around as a shooter, sometimes it's just not enough time to get in the flow.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. This is such a great comment.
I mean, I at least in my mind, because anyone who looks at my Instagram algorithm, literally like the top 2 things that show up constantly are videos of my 4 favorite guys on NBA halftime on whatever channel it is. Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Chuck. So I feel like we're just aspiring to be Shaq and Chuck personalities here.
Literally.
I know that's not ESPN, but y'all get my drift. But I think now they're like semi-working for ESPN or something. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the contracts. I just watch the videos that Instagram gives me, that and animal videos. Anyway, now I got to work my way back to my point. Okay, so yesterday,
such a great
talking about the game, we start out so hot when we're like 10, and then all of a sudden we got everyone out of the starting lineup except Keon, and I'm just like confused with the substitution. And I love all these guys and I want all of them to be on the floor. I just don't understand, when we make that quick of a jump ahead at the very beginning, why we switch them all out and Cam's just made 2 threes, and I just don't understand. And then all of a sudden they're tied, and then they're ahead, and then we start this back and forth ping pong for the rest of the game. And I'm just a little touchy with the random sub issue after last season. So it just puts me into a frenzy when I see it happening.
We have extreme PTSD from, and again, I don't mean to say that to like diminish people who actually have it, but like we have been exposed like to the erratic subbing for so long with no real like rhyme or reason. So that, you know what I mean? And so that's why she says this. Okay.
So I'll let you, I cannot think of my words today. Literally, like I'm speaking
It's the ice, it's the snow. It has your brain frozen.
my first and only language. But anything you want to add to that, and then I'll go on to my second grievance, if you will. I'm going to have
I agree with you. I mean, that was a little confusing. And again, we are not by any means coaches in any way, shape, or form. They know way more about the X's and O's in basketball than I will ever know in my life. We are lovingly what I call the armchair coach, but in a positive way as much as possible. I think my only there was a couple things. Like one of them had nothing to do with the Jacks. It was at the end of the freaking first half with the air ball Hail Mary basket from half court that somehow miraculously counted. With the clock stopped for what, like a second? And
I don't
then
know, there were lots of different thoughts on that because honestly, I didn't notice the like glitch pause of the clock, but multiple people in our Alex and I's basketball group thread did. So I believe y'all. Then on the other hand, my dad was texting saying that we should have gotten a shot clock violation.
yes,
And they should have taken the ball out. So there were
Yes.
lots of different reasoning or lots of different reasons, but all coming back to it shouldn't have counted.
No, I agree. And that's the thing. Like, as much as I don't want us to get a shot clock violation, it should have been a shot clock violation. And then that sequence would have, they probably would have still tried to shoot the ball up from half court,
Right.
but like,
Probably wouldn't have happened.
it may not have happened the way it happened. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you miss, first of all, the shot clock violation from us? Like, I hands up, that was a shot clock violation. But also at the same time, pretty sure Rick got fouled on his shot.
So too. I think there were a lot of times yesterday that it got fouled and they didn't call it because
that was my main thing. Like, it wasn't even the fact that we, that Rick missed the shot. It's the fact that I'm pretty sure he got fouled shooting the shot, and it should have been it was for a 3. It should have been 3 shots. It should have been 3 foul shots.
there were multiple occurrences of Rick getting fouled yesterday. Rick specifically in the game getting fouled and them not calling it. I know there were a couple sequences where it was like we were on defense and illegal screens or just grabbing hold of him or hooking him or what. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, and the thing, like, so I went back on the Twitters, and I checked because of course our partner, one of our partners in crime, Maddie Atkins, he posted the clip of the half court buzzer beater shot, and you could see the clock on both the score line, the baseline right there, and the clock behind the basket stop. And again, Rick got fouled. I'm going to die on that hill. Rick got fouled on that shot. It should have been 3 shots at the line to end the half. Just saying. That one, that irritated me. Let's start there. Lamar just at its core irritates me. They just get under my ever-loving skin, man. Let's see.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was trying to remember, I had to go back and look at the stats, but as many 3-pointers as we hit, Lamar wasn't a slouch from the 3 either. They hit 10 out of 26, but like, who was it that just could not stop missing them? Oh yeah. Andrew Holyfield, 3 of 5, and number 11, Ian Ian Lowe, 3 of 7. I mean, I know that's not the greatest stat, but that's still 6 between the two.
Rob Lee was 50%, 2 of 4.
Rob Lee was 50%, and then so was Braden East, 1 of 2.
Yeah.
And then number 3 hit 1 as well. So I'm just like, we were letting them shoot a lot from the 3 and making them.
I agree.
Don't like that.
Don't like it.
Didn't like that one bit.
I'm gonna go ahead and get my last like real grievance out of the way, and everyone bear in mind.
We're not done because I have more to say on Rit, but not.
Oh, okay.
Not bad on him, but go.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a positive and a negative, so everyone just wait until I'm done.
Typical. Please
don't get too discombobulated. And part of this goes back to last season as well. All right. Let me just start off repeating and reinforcing something. Keon is an absolutely fantastic player. I mean, I'll just read his stats again from yesterday: 26 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. All right. Last year, we only had a few people who could shoot outside. Many of them were not allowed to shoot outside. We weren't really running an offense. 90% probably of the burden of putting points on the scoreboard fell on Keon's shoulders. And he did the absolute very best that he could in all of those situations.
He tried to give us points and score as much as possible. And without him, we probably wouldn't have won a lot of the games that we did actually win.
Absolutely. Correct.
Yeah.
This season, we got a whole new ball game, literally. Literally. We have lots of players who can shoot. We have lots of different plays and offenses we can run. We have so much variability of what we can do. And therefore, it doesn't happen a lot, but there are just sometimes where I get flashbacks to last season of Keon dribbling into like 3 defenders at once and it not being the best opportunity for a score. And it just boggles my mind because it flashes me back to last season where we had no other options. And this season we have literally so many other options.
Mm-hmm.
And it just leaves me with this emoji of like, why are we doing this? I don't, that's literally the worst option that we had. I don't know why we did that. So sometimes I'm just confused.
Right.
Because I mean, there's just a lot of different things. We have a lot of different options.
Right.
That's not the best. It's actually the worst in some of those. So I don't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want him to feel like he's still, and that may be partly that he's still breaking the cycle of feeling in his head that he has to do that, which I can certainly understand. And then the other aspect of it that I want to highlight is it's just, like I said earlier, unfortunately, this is Keon's senior year, so we're not going to have him again after this.
I know.
Therefore, I really extra don't want to be taking opportunities that are literally the worst option we have available when all the other options are all these other guys that we actually have a shot at having on our roster next season. And so we need to be putting those opportunities in their hands to get as much repetition and experience as possible going forward. That's all.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I do. As much as I love when we watch Keon drive the basket and muscle and literally make guys way bigger and taller than him look like idiots and get baskets that you just don't think are ever going to go in. And you're like, holy crap, how did he do that? I love when he does that, when it's available and when it's a good percentage shot. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to do that every time.
Agreed. And I'm really glad you said that part, because here's the thing. It's not that he can't do it. I'm not saying that at all.
Clearly, this man can do it, and he is so good at it, but he doesn't have to do it every single time he has the ball.
Doesn't have to. And then there are some times where I'm just like, not doubting your ability and perseverance, but if there are other options that are higher probability, maybe let's go with that. And then sometimes it's not even like which one's a higher probability, but like take yesterday, for example, we're on the road, it's Lamar, we're not going to get the calls. And so sometimes it's like, I know what your train of thought is there. You're trying to get the foul, but like, we're just not going to get it. Even if, and this can segue right back to your, continuing grievances against writ, not on writ. Even if it is a foul, there are some games they are not going to call it. You're not going to get the call. So like that's just the definition of insanity to keep trying it and thinking it's going to be a different result, because they're just not going to give that call to us. And it's not anything with how we're performing or what the reality of it is. We're just not going to get the whistle there.
It's not going to happen. You're going to have home court advantage. Whereas again, if we were home, I would expect us to get the call. You know what I mean? And so it's just the main fact is that he doesn't have to put the game on his shoulders as much. And I want him to know, and I am sure he probably does know this. And God, I love Keon. He's such a sweet boy, and he's so like caring, and he knows, he knows this game so well. He knows the plays, like he knows what he's doing. He's such a great point guard. I just don't want him to feel like he has to put the game on his shoulders every single time. You know what I mean? He can drive the ball in and kick that back out. You know what I mean? Like drive the ball in, draw some guys in, and then that leaves maybe someone or two people open on the wings out there. Kick that son of a bee back out. And again, that may not work every single time, but you also don't have to do it every single time. Save yourself. This season's not over. We still have a lot of games to play. And it's, as we know, basketball is a very physical game. I mean, it's tiring. It is physical down there under the basket. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room. And I mean, I'm sure Keon's like, I don't need it. I can do it. We know, but also there are 5 or 6 other guys that can also take over the load for you, my dude. So that's the main thing, is I just want him to not be so, and he may not, like we could just be just assuming, like maybe he's just like, oh, I see an opening, I'm going to take it. And he's just not even thinking, he's just doing. And that's also possible. But just know that you don't have to do that every time, bud. You don't. You can kick the ball out. You can, don't rush. There's a lot of times where, maybe not in the game last night, but there's a lot of times where I feel like we are trying to rush it too much. And that's where mistakes happen. That's where bad passes occur. It did happen a couple times last night where there were just, the passes just weren't there, trying to, bounce a pass into the lane or something. And I'm just like, guys.
Yeah, it's forcing something that isn't there. And like, I completely get the struggle, because being a former player myself, I get his mental struggle on that, because Keon is one of those players that if you really know the game and you watch him play, you can tell that his basketball IQ is just so off the charts.
It's high.
So there are times where I can tell in his mind he's seeing what could be.
He's seeing the play. He can see it.
And sometimes that's I love so much that he can see it and imagine it, but sometimes it's just not there.
Right. Because you're just one half of that equation. You know what I mean? Like you have to make sure the other guy also sees your thoughts with you at the same time. Because if you're trying to like communicate wordlessly with, say, Gerald, for instance, like I'm trying to like pick and roll you, or I'm trying to like give you a bounce pass under the basket so that you can go in for the slam or whatever, you got to make sure that he's ready for it.
And the third factor, that the defender is not in the way of it, because I do think on that one, I think Keon and Gerald were on the same wavelength, but the defender
was also on the
wavelength. In the position on that wavelength. Exactly. What was the problem? So,
and that's
I love the vision, but sometimes you just can't force it. It's just not there. And I love that they see it. But anyway.
Agreed. And again, like the fact that we literally had to have like a 10-minute conversation about Keon being too good.
That's why I say it's like it's a positive, and it's more like I want us to make as much headway as possible to try to fill those shoes once he's gone, because we have like less than 10 regular season games left.
Yeah, we're trying to think future. Like,
I'm just looking forward.
what happens when our star point guard and sweet baby boy Keon isn't here?
Because those are going to be some big shoes to fill. We got to start working on it like yesterday.
Agreed. That I'm with you on that. So, okay, we are closing.
Back to your points about Narit. You said you had more.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Of things to Narit, not.
Yeah. Who was it? I think it was Holyfield with the unnecessary push and hook and drawing him down. Thank God that, I swear, thank God that was called for a T. Otherwise, I was going to hop through that damn TV. That was so unnecessary.
It was
so unnecessary, and they called it a T, which rightfully so.
And even the announcers, once they did the replay, they agreed. So I was glad they took ownership of that. Because I agree. Alex and I, we don't like seeing our guys unnecessarily pushed around.
Exactly. Again, I just said it a couple seconds ago. Basketball is a physical sport. I get it. Shit happens. People fall. People get knocked over. I mean, you get banged around. You get bruises and rolled on top of each other constantly. I mean, it is a physical sport, especially under that basket. But what happens after the basket, like in transition, after the basket's made, like you don't need to hook someone and pull them down after they just made it. Like you don't need to do that.
And you know what they were doing? That wasn't the only like extra stuff they were doing after baskets, because there was another, I can't remember exactly what they did, but I do know there was at least one time during the game where the refs called delay of game on them for whatever shenanigans they were up to after the shot, delaying the inbounds.
Yeah, that was so strange. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, you delaying the inevitable here isn't going to change the outcome.
It's just so petty and odd, and petty not in a good way.
Right. It makes no sense. But yeah, that was really the only thing that really kind of got under my skin, was obviously the half court shot that should have not counted, the technical foul that was unnecessary. Again, like I get if it was like people were going for
right
rebound and people are hooking and trying to body people and move and then, oh God, Rit gets knocked over. Like, okay.
But that was after the fact.
What is after the fact? It made no sense on that one. So that really irritated me. Yeah, I mean, other than that, the fact that, had no work, nothing to do except be home, and I couldn't even go to the damn game. I mean, I guess like we could have went, it would have been precarious driving, but
yeah, I wanted to go so bad. And, before the whole winter storm thing came in, Alex had other obligations where she wasn't going to be able to go, and Laura and I were going to go. And then before I even realized the winter weather stuff, Laura texted me and was like, it's not going to be great weather. I need to be home with my mom. And so I was like, okay, well then I'm not going to go either. And then once all the winter weather stuff came about, my dad was like, I mean, here's the thing. I feel like you could probably safely make it there.
It was more the return trip home.
I'm not sure that you would make it all the way back to Tyler easily or safely. So,
because
yeah,
we probably would have made it back to NAC fine.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to.
And you wouldn't have, that's the thing. You wouldn't have been able to make the next hour and 45 back to Tyler. You would have had to have driven so slowly. It would have taken you 2.5 hours probably to get home.
Yeah, so I'm just not real keen on trying to drive in icy conditions. Like, just real quick, one of my friends who lives up north, the last few days has been trying to give me shit about Texans being soft. And I'm like, look, here's the thing. first of all, I mean, there's so many different factors, but like when you live in the north and you are used to having snow, you know, cities are equipped to deal with these things, and they have snow plows that will come plow the street off, and then you just drive along on your merry way, and that's that. So first of all, we ain't prepared for that. We don't have snow plows.
They have snow plows and ice trucks. I mean, salt trucks, not brine, salt, like actual fucking salt, not just a mixture of brine.
And then second of all, I was like, here's the thing. Here, we rarely get snow. Like, it's going to be ice. So, like, there's a big difference. There's nothing you can do about that. And if there's ice on the roads, like, that's just not optimal driving conditions for anyone. And, you know, my car is like sort of a little small SUV thing, but it's definitely, it does not have the handles to be driving and this kind of stuff. And the looking out my window today, like it looks like snow. That's why I put snow-ish day. It looks like snow out there, but I'm like, don't be deceived. It's really not snow. It's just ice.
It's just straight ice. Yeah.
There's no way to drive. It's not powder. It's flakes of ice that have stacked up, and there's just no way to be driving on that. So
right. And even if you were the most careful driver in ice and you've done it before and you can do it and your car is equipped to do it, that's you. There's also a bunch of idiots out on the roads who think they can handle it and think their car is equipped, and they're not. And there are people that are still on the roads because unfortunately there are still people that have to go to work, like first responders, nurses, doctors, people that work in, you know, commercial industries that don't think about anything. They're like, oh, McDonald's, yeah, you got to go to work. Like, you know what I mean? So there are still people on the roads, and I guarantee you they don't have snow tires.
Yeah, or chains or anything.
Or
like
chains
that.
or any of those things, where those who were born or raised or live in the north, they have those things. We don't. As much as this household is full of northerners minus myself, we don't have the cars for this. So it's like, as much as we would be fine driving because we know how to drive in ice and snow, nobody else does. And I'm not about to do that. So, and the only reason I can do it is because I was taught by northerners, and I've done it before. But anyway, it's not great. It's not fun. And I don't recommend it.
No,
just stay home.
Not recommended.
Not recommended whatsoever. Just stay under your blankies and watch the extended editions of Lord of the Rings and or all of the Harry Potter movies and enjoy your time off. Because I get an extra day off tomorrow, even though it's a virtual day. But I mean, let's just call it what it is. I'll be answering emails from my computer in my pajamas. So that'll be fun. Let's see what else. We got, upcoming game. We got 5-game homestand coming up. 5 games. That's right. You heard them. 5. Lots of opportunities to see this team in person. I don't know what you're doing. Please, for the love of God, please. And if you can't come to a game and you have season tickets, give them away. Like, physically say, hey, I have 3 tickets. Here, take them. I don't want any money for them. I've already paid for them. Just take them and go sit in my seats. Because, first of all, the Tuesday game, again, I said this last night, I will give grace because of this weather. If you can't make it to the Tuesday game because of the weather and the time change, I'm not going to be as mad. If it was perfect weather and it was at 8:00 on Monday, there is no excuse on that one. But it's moved and it's at 3 and the weather is shite. So, I mean, Jacqueline's going to have a precarious drive.
I think that should be okay, but we shall see.
It should be, because the sun will be out during the day. It'll have melted as much. It's really just the refreeze at night.
Yeah.
Right. But if everything dries out during the day, then you should be totally fine. And then by the time the night rolls around and it goes below freezing again, there shouldn't be, hopefully, any water or moisture left on the roads. Hopefully. So there's that. But there's still 4 more games after Tuesday's game to go. 4 more home games, 4 more opportunities. There's Saturday games, there's Monday night games, there's plenty of opportunity. And there's game ticket deals going on right now too. I mean, you can take your entire family out to a game and spend very little money and have a great time. And cheer on this team, for goodness sakes. They deserve it. And I'm tired of saying it, so
Yeah,
I know. Okay. All right. So let's wrap this hoe up with a nice bow. What's one word to describe this game? I would say
I'm gonna say threes just because we were really hot on the threes.
That's really, really good. I'm gonna say I was trying to bring the winter weather into it. I feel like I've already used icy before. So maybe I'll just say brr.
It's a good one.
Brr. Because there were times where we were cold. There were times when we were ice cold. You know what I mean? Like that's 2 different things. That's 2 different things. Plus this weather. Okay. All right. Wait, we have 2 more. We have comments. I just want to make sure. Hello from cloudy but warmer than Texas, Utah. What is the temperature in Utah right now?
That's wild.
That is wild. The fact that we are colder than Utah is a insane concept.
So for me right now, I'm at 26 with a feels like 9.
Okay. I am at 25 with a feels like 14. That's not bad. Oh, Kyle says it's in the 40s.
Got a little warm front there.
Having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. Enjoy that, Kyle. Love that for you. Okie dokie, Smokies. We are signing off.
Was there another comment, or he was
just saying that your internet looked like it's doing better.
Shouldn't be a problem with the internet, but I did switch back to because Cal and I texted about this, but I switched back to using Google Chrome instead of Safari, and I think maybe that's the game changer because just this season for us is when StreamYard made their platform accessible on Safari, and so I'm thinking maybe they had a recent update that jacked some stuff up because I had been using Safari this whole season and not having problems, and then all of a sudden problems. So back to Google Chrome, and it seems to be fine. So cross y'all's fingers that it stays that way.
Fingers crossed as well.
One last super quick note I'll make for everyone, and I saved this one for the end because good choice. Safari sucks for StreamYard. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
We saved this one for the end because Alex and I will both get sad, but I think it's worth noting. We do, y'all know, we mentioned, I mean, we cover SFA men's basketball, but any kind of SFA news or happenings, we try to note when possible. And huge SFA legend, good friend to Alex and I both, major mentor to myself. If I go on too much, I'm going to get teary-eyed here.
I'm already starting, so just go ahead.
Dr. Tim Clipson, we did lose him yesterday, so y'all keep whatever, him in your thoughts. I'm going to get sad now.
I know.
Dr. Clipson was one of my favorite professors in grad school, and he was my thesis.
The best.
And he's just larger than life, one of the best humans you would ever meet. Big friend to SFA and us. So
huge loss. And I'll just say that even though the only class I had from him was my SFA 101 leadership class, when I was an SFA 101 instructor at that time, I don't know if they still have to, but at that time you have to take a not for credit, 1 hour leadership class to kind of help you learn how to become a instructor and a leader and as a student. And so that was the only exposure class-wise I had with Dr. Clipson. I had many, many, many interactions and many fun stories from tailgates and basketball and football with him. And he's just the most interesting and most fun and supportive dude. Just so cool. So cool. And he'd always go on these fun sailing trips. And I mean, he was just the best. And so Jacqueline obviously has a different relationship with him because it was, grad school mentor and thesis guy. And, but yeah, he was just larger than life kind of guy. And really, really, cancer sucks, bro. Cancer sucks.
Yeah.
So we love him, and we, hope everybody in his family they're doing okay. And I know that this was probably a expected thing, but we didn't know about it. But his close family and friends did. So we love you, Dr. Clipson, and I hope you're sailing everywhere and having an amazing time right now, because you deserved it. You deserve it. So yeah, that sucks. It sucked to learn that last night. So sorry to end on a sad note, but
he wouldn't want us to be sad. So
no, oh my God, he would be whooping us right now if he saw us getting emotional about it. So sorry, Dr. Clipson. Promise we're gonna smile, and we're gonna go to the game on Tuesday and cheer on the Jacks for you, and because he was such a big SFA fan. So
he sure was.
He sure was. Yeah. Okay. So we love you guys. Stay warm, stay safe. Hope your electricity and your power and your water and everything, you're good, and nothing gets bad and you don't lose anything, no trees falling or anything. A lot of limbs are bending out here in the backyard, but I'm hoping they stay put. Fingers crossed.
And stay off the roads if at all possible.
God, please. Please. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Stay warm. And as always, Axe and Jacks.
With Alex and Jax.